Hello students, welcome to your EVS class and we will study today chapter 20 Whose Forest. The lesson Whose Forest is about the tribals living in some parts of India, their lifestyle and difficulties they face during urbanization and their unique methods of farming. They love forest because they are forest dwellers and don't want to leave the forest at any cost. In this lesson, we will talk about the tribals of Jharkhand forest and Mizoram forest. Here you can see some children going to the forest. They are singing in their language, which is called Kuduk language. With them is their favorite Didi, namely Suryamani Didi. Suryamani, the tribal girl, loves the forest since she was a small child. She used to go to the school via the dense forest and did not take the direct road to her school. This shows how much she loved to be in the forest. The children with their Suryamani Didi would enjoy the visit to the jungle to the full extent. They jumped, they ran, danced, climbed up the trees, looked for the birds, enjoyed eating wild fruits. They enjoyed this special class in the forest. Every Sunday, Suryamani would take them to the forest and showed them how to recognize the birds, plants, and animals. They picked up the fallen flowers, leaves to weave them into necklaces. They enjoyed the wild fruits and imitate the birds. Suryamani used to say, "We are the forest people, that is, Adivasis. Our lives are linked to the forest. If the forests are not there, we too will not remain." Suryamani's father had a small field. Her family used to collect leaves and herbs from the forest and would sell these to market. Her mother weaved baskets from bamboo or make leaves plate out of these fallen leaves. They somehow managed their life but were happy till the Shambhu contractor came to the forest. Shambhu would not allow to pick up a single leaf from the forest. Everyone except Budhya Mai in Suryamani's village were afraid of the contractor. Budhya Mai used to say, "We the people of forest have a right over it. We look after our forest. We don't cut trees like these contractors. The forest is like our collective bank, not yours, not mine alone. We take it from it only as much as we need. We don't use up all our wealth." Collective bank means collective wealth or the wealth for one and all, not someone alone. It is not the property of a single person. Other examples of collective wealth are water resources, minerals, coal, petroleum, etc. Suryamani's father could no longer support the family on the small land. He moved to the town in search of work. But the things did not improve. Sometimes they had to go hungry. At times, their Mania Chacha would send them some food grains from his small shop. Her Mania Chacha got Suryamani enrolled in a school in Bishanpur. Everything from the books to the school uniform and the tuition fees was free there. But Suryamani did not want to leave the forest. Her chacha would want to convince her. He would say that the forests are being cut down. In that place, big dams are being built and mines are dug. So it is necessary for you to study and know the rights of the tribals. Maybe then you can save the forests. Suryamani studied hard because she understood what her chacha wanted to explain. She passed her BA exam after getting a scholarship. With her college friend Basavi Didi, who was also a journalist, she started a movement to save the forest of Jharkhand. It was Jharkhand Jangal Bachao Andolan. She had to spread this message to far off places as well as fight for the rights of the tribals. Her childhood friend Bijoy, whom she later married, helped her in this work. Suryamani had another companion, Mirchi. It was a cute little parrot with whom she would share all her dreams and thoughts. It would listen carefully to her and say, Ki, ki. She had a dream for her Kuduk community. All she wanted from her community people was that they should feel proud of being Adivasis. When she was merely 21 years old, she opened a center with the help of her Basavi Didi and others and called it Torang. Torang means jungle in the Kuduk language. She wanted her people to sing their own songs, put on traditional dresses on festivals in order to keep their culture, their music, and their language alive. She insisted the children to learn about herbs, medicines, and the art of making things from bamboo. She would tell them that learning about the forest is as important as reading books. She took special care for them in teaching the school language and linked it with their own language, that is, Kuduk language. Todang became a center for all such activities to keep alive the Kuduk culture. Many special books about the Kuduks and other Adivasis were collected. Flutes and different types of drums were also kept. Whenever something unfair happened to someone or someone was afraid that his land and livelihood would be taken away, they would turn to Suryamani immediately. She would fight for everyone's justice. Today, Suryamani's work is praised by everyone. She is invited even to other countries to share her experiences. Now, more and more people of her community are also raising their voice for a new forest law. This is all for today. Rest we will discuss in the next video.